It's a new week in the Crew Motorfest, and this week's theme is called Bugatti Motorfest Selection, and this is my summit guide. Let's go. All right, starting off with the cars, this week's bundle will cost you 3.4 million bucks, and you're going to get the Bugatti 110 and the Bugatti Veyron 16.4 Grand Sport Vitesse. I don't know if I said that right, but that's like 15 names, Bugatti. Get it together. All right. Additional vehicles are nothing. You don't need any additional vehicles, just those two this week. The rest are loan vehicles, and you're going to be using Bugatti for the Feats this week as well. So anyways, the keys to this summit, really, honestly, just mostly racing skills. There are a couple of cuts, there's a couple of little tricks, but for the most part, these tracks are pretty straightforward. So anyways, here are the rewards for this week's summit, and then we'll get into the pro settings and the events. All right, the first event is with that loaned Bugatti Vision GT. This is the brand new Bugatti, and it's in the Elite Bundle this week, which will also cost you a couple $1 million. There's not a lot I can say about this race. It is very straightforward. There's no cuts, nothing like that. You really just need to keep the car on the road and manage your NOS correctly. And by correctly, I mean keeping the bottle closer to the top than to the bottom. You just want to use little taps of your NOS to get yourself close to top speed, and then try to keep yourself there while also keeping the NOS as high as possible, if that makes any sense. The more full your NOS bottle is, the more powerful that NOS is, and that goes to every single percent in that NOS bottle. 99% full, that bottle is more powerful than 98% full. Anyways, that's it. Let's move on. All right, the next event is with the Bugatti Veyron. There is like one little thing that I would suggest on this one, but I'll just go ahead and fast forward to that. There might be actually two spots, so let me see. All right, so as you're approaching this little city section here, you're gonna wanna hit this checkpoint here and go left through the grass here, then cut it back right and go across the parking lot a little bit. It's a little tough to control, but I think you get a little bit of a better line right there. Aside from that, there's nothing, man. You just have to keep it on the track and drive it as fast as you possibly can. All right, let's move on. All right, the next event, you're going to be using the 110, and there are a few things you can do in this race. So let me just go to each of those cuts. The first one happens here at the bridge. Hit the gutter, go across the bridge, then you can cut when you exit the bridge. When you exit this bridge at about 47%, you can cut on the grass there. Then right here at about 65, cut across the grass to rejoin right here, right before the bridge. And when you get to the end of this bridge, you can kind of just take this turn slightly, go straight. Don't worry about going across the grass there. It's not a big deal. I did a wall ride here, shift into third, and then accelerate out. And I think that's it for this one. Let me see. Yep, that's it. All right, let's move on. All right, the next event is with that lone Bugatti again. And this one's pretty straightforward, but there is a couple of little hints that I'll give you here on this race. So let me fast forward. This corner right here can be tricky. I just go to the grass on the left, then on the right, or vice versa, on the right and then the left, and you'll make that turn a little bit easier. You want to try to stay on the pavement after you cut those corners. All right, after this hard left-hander, you've got the tunnel. Go ahead and get onto the tunnel wall and use your NOS. Make sure you shift to 7. And the way to stick on the tunnel is to be pointing the wheel up. If you notice right here, we've got the wheel pointed up. You want to make sure you point the wheel up towards the roof there to keep your car on the wall. And outside of that, nothing. We're done. Let's move on. All right, the next event is with the 110 again. This one is fairly straightforward. There's a couple of things that I do with different classes, but not this hypercar one. So I'll show you. There's one cut across the gas station, and the rest of it is just, you know, gutter turns, learning how to gutter turn this car. A lot of the gutters are in third gear, so let's fast forward. All right, just a little tip for NOS management. Right here at about 38%, you have this gutter turn here. It opens up right afterwards. So once you get out of this turn here, you can use a lot of NOS. Shift to 5th and 6th early, and use a bunch of NOS here to get yourself going pretty fast. You can cut that flag there, and then slow down for this gutter turn here. And then when you get to here, let's see, you got to slow down a lot for that corner. Let me fast forward a little bit. All right, this is the corner just before you go into that little tunnel. It's about 59%. You can cut this grass like right after this flag. Be careful though, sometimes it'll jump you and you know, you end up in the wall. And then when you get to the tunnel, same thing, tunnel wall ride there. And then get ready for the gutter right here. All right, then at about 68%-ish, you're gonna cut across by the gas station. Go to the right of flag. You notice you can cut it quite a bit. All right, outside of that, that's it, man. There's no other cuts. Let's move on. All right, the last race is with the 110 again, and this is the basically staying ahead route. And there's a couple of things that I will mention here. NOS usage here is going to be important, and as it is always on all courses, but for this one in particular, you want to keep yourself at top speed, and you want to do it with a lot of NOS because you want to keep your NOS as powerful as possible. Anyways, let's fast forward to some of the trickier turns here. All right, so this little section here, you want to slow down a little bit, go into 6th, and then dump it into 4th for the gutter turn here, and then go into 3rd mid-gutter to accelerate out. That's how I would do it. And again, right here, you don't want to be impatient with the NOS. Get it into 7th, and then go ahead and dump it to get yourself up to speed. But notice I still have over a half a tank. And now I'm at top speed with a half a tank, and it's going to recover before I'm going to need to dump again. Now this turn here is tricky. I would say you can either cut this grass pretty hard, or you can stay as close to the wall on the left and then cut it back right. I cut the grass, kind of messed me up. It's okay. Just use NOS to recover if you have to. When you get down to here, it's going to be a downshift into 3rd for this one. This gutter turn here. And then this is where you want to dump your NOS here at 76% when you go down the hill there to try to get to top speed. Once you get to top speed, don't keep NOSing. All right, that's it. Let's get to the feet. All right, so for the first escape, you're going to be going the opposite direction from which you spawn. You're just going to follow the highway down as far as you can go and then jump into the water. I mean, that's basically it. So I'll go ahead and fast forward it for you here. You just follow this highway. There's no turns. There's no nothing. You can, you know, just follow this road. You get to the end, which is after this long straight. You just try to go through this beach section here. Try to make it to the water. Point the car up and NOS all the way to make it the farthest distance possible. And then you just wait for the red circle to come and get you. That was 6,800 yards, and that was 152. So, I mean, that's fine. That's all you need. All right, for the speed trap, this is a tough one. So there's this staircase, or there's this hill here. You're going to be jumping off of this hill. You see on the mini map where we're located. You're going to be jumping off this hill, and you're going to be nosing through the air all the way to the speed trap. In order to do this, you need Nitro Chemist for your parts with Pure and Frenetic. Fully maxed out, legendary Nitro Chemist, Pure and Frenetic. That's what you're looking for. And then this will get you all the way to, you got to point the car up to make it. That'll get you all the way to the speed trap. And 316, not really that great. You can do it better. You can get like, there's people that have like 350 or something like that. It's crazy, but that's basically how they're doing it. So you want to know where it is on the map. Let me see if I have where we started here. So it's basically a right turn here after the wrench building. You can go down this road, but the little jump here you can see on the left side. And you just go down into here. This is where you're going to be jumping from. Now you can also just go straight. You don't have to go through that parking lot. And the reason I was going through the parking lot is because this is what we learned on stream, but I think you can go straight and it would be fairly easy. But see how you can get the jump there. Anyway, just make sure you rewind and keep trying. All right, escape number 2 is also the opposite way that you spawn. You want to just go as far as you can this way, turn around, come back, and it's literally just a straight shot. Like, look at this. We just go straight through here along the highway. I'm not turning until I get here. When you see this triangle thing, you're gonna go right and just stay on the highway here and just keep the car at top speed. That's literally all you have to do. It's super easy and you'll get a good score. I think I got 10,900. Yeah, 157. It's a full score. So there you go. That's it. All right, here are my final scores. And because I always try to help you guys, make sure you send me a DM with any questions you might have. If you're struggling to get into platinum, whatever, it doesn't matter. Send me a DM on Instagram or Discord, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will catch you on the next one. Trigger out.